So we're at the end of the year and we're about to say goodbye to 2022, and this is usually a time where people start to get excited about the year ahead and they start setting goals. And actually, I'm going to let you into a little secret, but I don't think goal setting works at all. And actually, I want to show you a minimalist approach that I use that allows me to plan my year in one day, and it's truly the approach that has enabled me to have the best year in my business yet, and actually grow a lot in my personal areas of my life as well. So I thought I'd take you behind the scenes to show you exactly how I do it. And firstly, you're going to need to print out my vision planner worksheet, which you can find below this video, and then just grab a pen. So why I love doing this exercise is that it allows me to look at my whole life and review where I am right now and where I want to be next year. And the focus is very much on making shifts rather than these kind of unrealistic giant leaps in every area of your life, which is unrealistic, and in truth, you'll just burn out. So the 10 categories are health, wealth, self-care, family, relationships, business profit, building your tribe, so building your community, products and services, and focusing on productivity, and then impact and legacy. Okay, let's do this. So I'm gonna lay out my vision planner right now so you can see it in front of me, and let's get into it. So one of the first things I like to do is get clear on what does success look like to me. So for me, success is freedom in my business, like financial freedom and freedom for me to work with whoever I want to, and really this sense of being on my own path. And it's also about making an impact. But for you, that might be something different, or it may be similar. For you, it may be like more time off, or more security, more time with family or friends, industry awards, you know, people saying amazing things. Maybe it's reaching a financial goal. Like, there is literally no right or wrong when it comes to doing this exercise. But what you want to do is you want to write down what success looks like to you, and then really get clear on why it's important. And the reason why you want to get clear on this is because when you start mapping out how you're going to achieve the things that you want, if that's out of alignment with what your definition of success is, you know you need to look at that. For example, if you have written down that you want to have more freedom, to work less, and then you plan your year so you're working 80 hours a week, then it's not going to work. You're going to feel out of alignment and you're going to feel totally miserable. So taking time to think about the why is key. Now, the next thing I do is I think about my word for the year, and I write this down, and I always have it above where I work. So my word for 2023 is ease, and also to feel limitless. So I want to feel limitless in terms of what I can achieve, but also ease in my life. And for me, that's enjoying the small things, like just being more present, doing things that bring me and other people joy. So I would love to know what your word is, so drop it in the comments below. All right, so what we're going to start doing now is looking at the different areas of your life and where you want to be next year. And I like to use this dial that you can see right now, and it goes from 0 to 10, and 0 is terrible, and 10 is literally you reaching your optimal goal, your optimal situation. So first of all, we need to define what 10 is in each of these categories, and that, of course, is going to be personal to you. And this is about focusing on making shifts by being consistent and patient. And I think when we focus on making these baby steps and the process rather than just the big goal, then we're more likely to make things happen. So 10 in health for me is going to the gym every day, eating really well, getting 8 hours of sleep every single night. That would be 10 for me. So I would write down what 10 is for me, and then I would write down in relation to that where I feel like I sit right now in 2022 and where I want to be in 2023. So again, this is about shifts, and some shifts will be bigger in some of the areas that we're going through. So the areas that you really, really want to work on. And then what you want to do is write down what you're going to do to make this possible. So I look at what needs to happen, but also what needs to be subtracted in my life. So with health, I need to not stay up watching Netflix really late if I seriously want to get more sleep. So one of the things I'm going to say is that between Mondays and Thursdays, I don't watch TV in the week. That's something that I'm going to be doing, something that I'm going to be subtracting to make that happen. And with food, I want to eat really well. If I was going to take that to the next level, I would want to be mapping out the things that we're going to be eating as a family. So just things are a bit more organized, everything's a bit more intentional, which means I'm going to have much more control over what we're eating. Okay, so then you're going to do this for each of the categories. So with wealth, what do you want to earn? What would be a number 10 on that dial? And this is interesting because I think often as women, we limit our thinking around what we can earn. And I know coming from an international development background, for a very, very long time, I held these crazy money stories where I really felt like I wasn't worthy of money. I felt weirdly guilty about focusing on making a profit. And it took me a long time and a lot of work to work through those money blocks. So take time to think about what your number 10 is in this category and think about where you are right now and where you want to be in 2023. And what will you do to achieve that number and what are you going to subtract in your life? And I know that I can't give every single project that I have running my business 100%. That's not possible. So I work out, what's the financial outcome that I want? What is it that I'm going to focus on? And what activities will I do to increase revenue significantly with that particular project to reach my goal? Self-care, so this is different to health, although of course there is some overlap, but 10 for me in this area is meditating every morning, sitting in silence, like drinking a coffee before my kids get up, visiting a spa every now and then, which I find unbelievably relaxing. Running, so running helps me relax. Reading a book focused on self-development every month. So that's my number 10, but I need to think about where am I right now and where do I want to be and what do I need to do to reach my goal. So if I say I want to read a self-development book every single month, I would say that I'm going to be reading kind of 5 to 10 pages every single morning, because again, that consistency is going to help me reach that goal. And you want to go through all of these categories laid out in this worksheet. So family, so this is about what shifts you want to see in your family. So I want to spend more time with my children in general, but also I feel that they would benefit from more one-to-one time with myself and my husband. So that's something that I hadn't really thought about in previous years, but the kind of ages that they are right now, I think that they would really benefit from that. And then there's relationships. So this is your personal relationships with people in your life, maybe a partner or friends. Business and profit. So knowing your numbers is key. And I talk about this a lot in this video here, where I go into understanding your metrics and costs. So firstly, you want to know your operating profit for 2022, and then looking at where you want to be in 2023. But to really look at this, you need to understand the activities that generated that profit. And once you know that, you know what to double down on. Then building your tribe. So this is about your audience, your community. Maybe this has been a key area for you, and maybe it's an area that you need to focus on. And so again, you really want to be thinking about what is it exactly that you're going to be doing to move yourself from where you are right now to where you want to be. And then there's building your service. So that relates to your offering. So what do you need to refine and build within the service that you offer? Maybe that relates to your systems that support your business. Maybe that's in the execution, so how you deliver your service. And then we've got business impact and legacy. So what is your North Star? What's your mission? And if you've fulfilled that, what would that look like? That would be your 10. And where are you right now in that process? And where do you want to be? So for my childcare training agency, our North Star is to disrupt the space, challenge industry norms. We want our training to help practitioners to help parents make informed choices about the care of their infants. And there's complete alignment between all of the services. They're all driven by my deeper purpose. So I would love to know what your deeper purpose is, like the impact that you want to leave in the world. Okay, so when I have gone through these sections, I go through and I pick the 3 key areas that I'm going to focus on both in my personal life and in my business life. And I break that down even more into the metrics that I need to measure to achieve those goals and what I need to subtract to achieve those goals. So that's what I look at. So one of my personal goals is to have more one-on-one time with my daughter. So I shared that earlier. So I've written down that one of the things that I want to do is take her for breakfast on a Saturday morning, like consistently just spend some time, go for a walk, have some breakfast. So one of my business goals will be to grow my audience using YouTube as our key platform. So I know that I need to block out 2 days every month to write the video scripts, so I understand what I'm talking about, and then I need to have a day every single month to record those videos. So you want to go through that process as well and get really clear on the 3 business factors and the 3 personal factors that you want to focus on. And then after that, what I like to do from here is get a big 12-month calendar and map out activities based on my priorities. So booking in holiday and family time, mapping out activities that fit with the goals in my business. And those activities are likely to focus on the internal and also the external. So external may be running a webinar 6 times a year. Internal may be reviewing our systems if that's an area that we're focusing on. And finally, you don't want to do this and just forget about it. So I set time every 90 days to review my goals and my activities because, well, life happens. And although we might like to have everything perfectly laid out, it rarely works out that way. So I found that reviewing my goals gives me that wiggle room and freedom when planning. And remember, you are always the scientist of your life and your business, and we always have to remember to test, fail, learn, evolve, and repeat. Everything is a journey. So I hope this is really helpful and makes productivity less of a job so you can actually do the work on the things that you want to do. So I hope you followed this and enjoyed it. Let me know below and make sure you watch the next video on how to be way more productive by doing this. Speak soon.